The days of luxurious, thrilling flying are long gone. Delays, budget cuts, security threats, and the cramped confinement to a seat for long hours has made flying more of an affair fraught with tension for everyone involved. At the forefront of everything is the cabin crew. With thousands of passengers in their care every day at the cruising altitude of 40,000 feet, the flight attendants have seen it all. Their experience ranged from downright hilarious to horrifyingly spectacular. However, their perspective is rarely shared, and the flyers are often left in dark. Here are a few things that your flight attendant never tells you. For starters, all of us wondered why we are being served the goopy lasagna or the soggy stews, or even worse, the inedible mystery meats for the price we paid. The food may as well be used for shooting those frozen store-bought TV dinners. And if you may have noticed, the flight attendants never eat those meals. The real reason for the bland-tasting meal is that the food is prepared on the ground, often in junky conditions, then blasted chill prior to a flight. This is done because airplanes can have and don't have kitchens. So next time, while savoring the goodness of that chicken on your flight, you might want to remember that it was probably fully cooked in an inconsistent little convection oven after being boarded onto the plane. Next online is your drinking water, which usually comes straight out of a bacteria-infested tank on the aircraft. Yes, that's right, the tap water served to customers on a plane is more often than not pumped from portable water tanks that are rarely ever cleaned. This is the reason that about 12% of commercial planes tested positive for fecal bacteria. And if that's not a big enough reason to avoid it, then here comes the real deal. The drinking water served on the planes come from the same tank that holds the water used for the toilets. So next time you might want to skip the hydrating liquid unless it's bottled. Next up is the tray on which you obviously lay your beer and roasted peanuts. Flight attendants will never tell you this, but you might want to bring sanitary wipes on your flight and wipe down the pull-out tray as soon as you take your seat. Because you will never get a confession on the number of times that they have seen diapers being changed on the same tray, or even placed over it, even though it's a practice that's discouraged. And maybe you might want to brace yourself for the next one. The pillows and blankets you are cozying up in were used by dozens of passengers before you. We take it for granted that those are neatly folded blankets and pillows that have been freshly washed, but the truth is that they most certainly aren't. They are rarely cleaned properly and are just refolded and stuffed back into the bins between each flight. Now it's time for good news. The snacks given out on a flight are actually unlimited. And who doesn't love free snacks? It goes for most airlines even though they don't want to announce it. However, despite there being no restriction on the amount of snacks a passenger can request, you might want to wait for the right moment, after everyone has had their fair share. Next up, you might want to know that your pet is probably going through hell down in the cargo. This is sadly because of reasons that are outside of anyone's control. For example, the noise level on the ramp is so intense that even the loading crews themselves can't do without ear protection. Dogs and other pets, however, don't have that option. On an even grimmer note, extreme temperatures and poor ventilation can also occur in the cargo area, leading to suffocation of the animals. Now, coming to the life-saving measures on a flight. Did you know that you only have 15 seconds to get your oxygen mask on in case of an emergency? Yes, sadly and unfortunately, that's right. And it is something that flight attendants will most definitely not tell you. So next time, do pay attention to your flight attendant when they outline the instructions for properly putting on your masks. It will surely come in handy in a life-threatening situation, when all you have is 15 seconds. Something else that you might be in the dark about is you might be sharing the flight with human organs or with a corpse or two. That's right, sometimes even the dearly departed ones require overseas flight, in the cargo, to be buried according to their wishes. And sometimes medical emergencies call for the transfer of organs through a flight cargo. Another thing that your flight attendant doesn't tell you is that the lavatories can still be opened from outside even when locked. Airplane lavatories always have a hidden latch that is often concealed beneath a sign that says lavatory. It can let flight attendants get in from the outside even when locked. All the more reason to be about your business quick and not linger inside unnecessarily. And flight attendants never tell you this, but a little turbulence is sometimes a good thing, especially for them. It gives them a break from roaming the aisles and serving passengers, and sometimes in a short flight, it leads to cancellation of snacks and beverages altogether. Also, contrary to popular belief, which believes that flight attendants are waiters and waitresses in the sky, their main job is ensuring the safety of passengers. They are trained intensively in evacuation and in-flight procedures. So next time, just keep in mind that their main purpose is not serving you. Rather, it's getting you from point A to point B with no mishaps on the way. Another thing that few passengers realize is that flight attendants hold the power to upgrade you to a better seat. They rarely do it, but next time, keep in mind that being denied an upgrade at the check-in desk doesn't mean it's the end of the world. Oh, and last but not least, your flight attendant will never tell you that you probably look funny while sleeping. They might have enjoyed a chuckle or two at your expense. Hence, these were a few things that flight attendants will probably never tell you. Because why would they want you to abandon flying for the rest of your life? But joke aside, hopefully the aviation industry will soon take these problems into account and ensure a clean, hygienic, fun, and burden-free experience for everyone. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and take a minute to leave a comment below. Click here and you'll feel happy again. We're waiting for you to tap this new video, and we'll see you on the other side, my friend.